We'd like to welcome to Art in the Air Spotlight. She's back again from the great Cedar Lake History Museum, the Lassen Resort. In fact, you can listen to information about lassenresort.org. Julie Zasada, and she's going to tell us about some of the things coming up in late spring and summer, some new things that are coming up down there, some fun things they're doing. Julie, welcome back to Art in the Air Spotlight.
Thank you, Larry Nestor. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's always so nice to see you.
Thank you.
Well, you have some things happening. That you've had a very successful thing with your Dewey steamboat. And we interviewed Chef Eric previously about some of the things he did in the past. So tell us about what's going on down there.
Well, we're pleased to say that everything that we do is seemingly award-winning. So both the Steamboat won 3 awards, and our program, Culinary Anthropology with Chef Eric, also won an award this past year. So we're really excited about that, to have our colleagues and our peers recognize the programs that we're putting on as basically excellence within our historic field. We really feel honored by that. So we're excited to be resuming our 2025 season. We actually kicked off back on May 2nd when we did a ribbon cutting for a brand new exhibit room, and we're telling the story of the summer at Cedar Lake. And what doesn't fit better with summer than to be on a steamboat on the lake? So on June 11th, we will kick off our 5th season of steamboat rides on magnificent Cedar Lake. So we're really excited about that coming up.
Now, there's a change in the steamboat. Will you tell us a little bit about that? So you have a big Dewey and then a little Dewey, but tell us about the differences.
So actually what we have 3 vessels right now. We have Steamer Dewey. That's our steamboat ride. That's every Wednesday starting June 11th through the end of September. And then we acquired, I guess you would say, Big Dewey. So she is a 1987 U.S. Navy whaleboat that we have converted as a member of our Dewey Line crew. And so she will be giving more so chartered rides around the lake. That is just a diesel-powered boat, but that does still fit in with the Lassen's resort history. The Lassens had 7 vessels that we know of in the beginning that were steamboats, but they eventually converted over to diesel and all that. And then Baby Dewey, that was our 6-passenger electric boat. That's where Chef Eric was preparing the sunset dinner cruises. Oh. And so our passengers were able to board the boat. Chef Eric brought their meal out to them. They went around the lake and were able to have a cruise around the lake and then have dessert back on the porch. So those programs, those kind of are the 3 programs that we offer with our Dewey Line fleet of boats.
It sounds like a great way to spend a day. Now, coming out there, what would someone expect to see in your museum? What are some of the exhibits you have? You touched on it briefly, but kind of give us what that experience is like.
The museum at Lassen's Resort is designed to share with you the 1920s height of the resort era history in Cedar Lake. 1880s through the 1930s was really our resort era, 50 resorts that graced the shoreline. We're the only building left. Everything else has, been dismantled or out of business, turned into private homes. Our structure is all that's left from that culture, that era. So it's largely intact. And when you walk through the doors, you're going to feel like you step back into the 1920s. And so when we were figuring out ways to expand the experience, we kept looking back to what the Lassens did when they founded this resort. And we know that boat rides and we know that these amazing dining experiences were part of that. So we even brought back the speakeasy vibe. So every August, I believe it's the 3rd Friday of August this year, August 15th, we do a speakeasy summer social. So I would say 90% of our guests are dressed up in their flapper girl and dapper, I don't know what you would call him, dapper guy costumes. And Chef Eric even turns the menu into something inspired by 1920s culinary history. And it is so much fun to, again, step back into time, have an experience that you can't have anywhere else, certainly not in Little Lake County, Indiana. We love it.
Has Chef Eric developed the menu for this year? Last year it was so enticing.
Not yet, and we will absolutely be keeping that under wraps. It's a surprise for the guests who walk through the door. We do everything but have you do a secret knock when you come in. So we have Jack Shellac, the gramophone DJ, who spins all the hits, if you will, from the 1920s and even gives dance lessons. Wow. It's a really, really fun night.
So you've been involved as executive director for how long?
Since 2015, I would say. I've been a volunteer since 2008, but since 2015, functioning as executive director.
Sure. And give us an idea of what your day is like. It may not be typical.
I know. I was going to say I might
Changing the
be
boiler out.
repairing. I might be repairing the trim. Obviously, I'm the cruise director on the steamboat. I might be giving you your museum tour. I'm certainly balancing the checkbook. And doing pretty much, as they say, all the things to make sure that our experience is the most enriching experience for our guests.
And are you just summer only, or is there things going on at the museum like off season?
The museum itself is only open from the first Friday in May through the end of October, last Sunday of October. We do have a couple of off-season programs, but we will tend to go other places within the community to get together because there's no heat in that building. She's original. She's 104 years old from the 1920s, and it gets cold in the winter.
That sounds like a great thing. We have about 1 minute left, so share with us how people can find out more information and contact information and websites and all the other things and anything else you want to add.
Absolutely. So I would have you go to lassensresort.org, LASSENS resort.org. And when you get there, you're going to find how you can purchase your tickets to the steamboat, museum tours, the Speakeasy Summer Social. We have an art show every July, all the things, as I like to say. So lassensresort.org, and visit us over there. And we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have as well. We just hope to welcome everyone at Cedar Lake. We always talk about how summer starts sooner and lasts longer at Lassen's Resort. So we look forward to welcoming you this summer. That's
great. That's Julie Zasada, Executive Director for the museum at Lassen's Resort, and you can contact it at lassensresort.org. Julie, thank you for coming back on Art in the Air Spotlight.
Thanks so much, Larry and Esther.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Art in the Air Spotlight and the complete 1-hour program on Lakeshore Public Media is brought to you by McCauley Real Estate in Valparaiso, Olga Patrician, Senior Broker.